Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Boudica Fox. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. As you can see, I am still playing Alan Wake 2. In the last video, we just jumped right into the Lake House DLC. So we got some backstory on the FBC's involvement in Bright Falls and the Cauldron Lake area. We're going to get back into the main story with this video. There's only, I think, one more Night Springs DLC. I don't know where that is going to be placed in the game, but it will be the last DLC. We'll be picking up right in the police station. There's probably a few things I'll do as Saga around there, and then my plan is to switch back to Alan. So without further ado, let's just get right back into it.
I gave Ed Booker a ride back to town, told him never breathe a word about this. I didn't even bother detaining him, bigger fish to fry. And, that's it. So if you were thinking, Jesus, this lady's an asshole. Well, now you know why. You've only seen one case like this. I've seen a career's worth. I was just trying to spare you the headache.
Okay, before I continue talking to them, I did want to walk in here, see if he's still over here. He's not. Okay, so I missed some dialogue in here. No big deal.
This is the kind of case my ex hated. The ones that might kill me.
That's funny. The cases that might kill me were my ex's favorite.
Alright, let's get back to the combo.
The horror story's changing reality. It made it so my daughter died here, even though she's supposed to be back home in Virginia. Do you know if that's...
AWEs are localized distortions of reality. The area outside town might not be affected. Sometimes they expand, sometimes they fizzle out. If we can make sure it's the latter, your kid might be fine.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw a face inside it. Wake's. I think he was always a monster. Always Scratch.
You really don't remember Logan living in Virginia with me and David?
I remember you and David having problems. You needed a break. You and Logan moved to Watery and then Logan, oh, that awful thing happened. After you came back to work, I thought you'd be the perfect partner for this case, if you were willing to return to the area.
Okay. That's enough. The story is changing your memories. What you're remembering is fiction. Logan is alive. I'm not divorced. We never moved here. I remember the truth.
No. Wake or Scratch, whoever that was, said the story could be used to attack us. We all need to question what's real. With that said, how do we know the story isn't giving you false hope?
I can't convince them. I just need to change the story.
Okay. Let's just go over here. I guess let's go into the mine place. Casey. The thing that attacked Casey had Wake's face. There was never any Wake. It was Scratch the entire time. Casey thinks Wake is Scratch and always has been. Certainly possible. Casey. David and I took a break and I moved to Watery with Logan. So this is in the fact or fiction case file. Wake even ruined my relationship with David in his story? What the fuck? Right, profiling. Scratch. what Scratch wants.
Scratch was pretending to be Wake, manipulating me. What does he want from me? No! I'm in control here. It's my mind place. He's powerful. Too powerful. Just his presence here makes me feel sick. Like a wave of terror through my head. I feel his single-minded drive to get the clicker.
Alright. That's not good. Let's... Oh, what is this? What is this? This is all of the mayor's tagline. Interesting. Never noticed that before. A drink?
Casey's favorite brand. Tastes terrible.
Okay. Alright. I have not upgraded my weapons at all. Since we have them all, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's do more bullets.
Saga had lost count of how many shots she'd fired, but she was sure it must have been more than she had in her magazine. And yet, she'd not run out of ammo. As if the magazine had grown to fit more bullets. She fired again.
Guess the pump action. Alright, let's just do this under control to move faster.
Saga gripped the pump-action shotgun, aiming down the barrel. It fit in her hands perfectly. It felt steady. She had it under control. She swung around, ready.
Right, the rifle. Way home. Bullets penetrate the enemy's darkness shield. Let's do that.
Aiming through the scope, Saga could see the flickering darkness that protected the Taken. Saw it waver and jerk. Saw a shifting opening in it. There, she fired, sending the bullet through to find its way home.
Alright. Let's get out of here. Okay, the computer. Have I looked at this before? Yes. Do not microwave whole fish. I shouldn't have to say this. Tell me about it. Okay, so I guess he's over here. Okay, I thought he was in the cell. He's not. Let's go talk to him.
I'm sorry about your brother, Ilmo.
Jaakko was all heart. He always went along with my ideas, no matter how stupid they were. Always happy to help. I got carried away. I never think things through. It's my fault.
I realize it's a bad time. But I need you to tell me everything about the Cult of the Tree.
The cult is my craziest idea that ever worked. Look, what kind of a cult calls themselves a cult? Exactly. We protect Water in Bright Falls. We're the good guys. A secret neighborhood watch. Well, that was the idea anyways. Look, we've always known about the horror inside the lake. When any Taken come out, we kill them.
You don't turn people into Taken. You kill the ones who already have. How long has the cult been around for?
Certain folks around here have always known about Cauldron Lake. Before us, it was the Torchbearers. And when I inherited the mission, I wanted to call it a cult. It was genius. Just the name did half the work. Made people too scared to go into the woods at night. Business 101. Fear is a great motivator.
You were trying to kill Alan Wake. Why?
Nothing good has ever come out of Cauldron Lake. The nightmare that hit Bright Falls in 2010 was all because of his writing. And ever since then, pages of his stories are floating up from the lake, and monsters keep popping out. It's all him, Wake. And if we don't stop him, no one will.
Wake's evil doppelganger Scratch is the threat we're facing. Not Wake. And I will stop him.
I've never heard of anyone called Scratch.
Okay, back to the mine place. I'm just going to stand over here, Ilmo. Cult of the Tree. Ilmo, the Cult of the Tree targeted people already corrupted by the Dark Presence. Their goal was to protect the community. Right here? Cult of the Tree kills Taken to protect Bright Falls and Watery. Ilmo, the cult found Wake's pages inside Taken and believed he was the cause.
Yes.
Colt thinks Wake is responsible for Taken. Believe killing him will stop this. Ilmo, he's never heard of Scratch. Colt wasn't working for, with, Wake, or Scratch, operating on their own. Ritual was meant to destroy Taken, not create them. Purpose of Colt Ritual was to kill Taken. Back to profiling. Killing Taken.
Ilmo said the cult kills Taken. Is he telling the truth?
Surplus deer masks buy in bulk. We've got a floater, a Taken on the shore. Call the gang Yapko. We are going hunting. Cult of the Tree. Keeping the town safe since 2013.
Ilmo is telling the truth about the cult. They really were fighting the Taken. We're on the same side.
Nightingale came back. Well, remember he came out of the lake at the beginning of the game, in the prologue.
If the cult is killing Taken, then why did Nightingale turn into one?
Private party. Invitation only. Wrong time. Wrong place. Time to go, Yapko. A job half done isn't done at all.
Nightingale became a Taken because the Bookers interrupted their ritual.
Well, then why were they killing Nightingale? Because he came out of the lake? Nightingale was already taken. Colt's ritual would have stopped him, but was interrupted. Cult ritual failed to destroy Nightingale because the Bookers interrupted it. Okay. Anything more to say?
I'm gonna deal with the situation, Ilmo. But the town will need protection until we sort this out. I could use your help.
Right. Right. I'll round up the gang. Whoever's left. We won't let these fucking monsters hurt any more of our people. We'll do my brother proud.
Thank you, Ilmo.
Okay, I guess let's go back into the cell. Look at these papers. Okay, prison cell key. Great. Let's finish up here and then we'll probably be able to go back to the lodge or something to switch.
The cult didn't trust Wake. Or is it Scratch?
Transcript of interview with subject Alan Wake, suspected parutilitarian. Estevez. Mr. Wake, you have been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date. But for now, I need to ask if there is anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel. Anything we may need to know. Wake. There is a force here you don't understand. A presence. It's after me. It wants to consume me. Consume everything. Estevez. Yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. Why does it want you? Wake. It feeds on artists. On the art they create. It wants me because of my writing. But it can be any form of art. Any artistic expression. Music, painting, film, photography. It can feed on any of it. All of it. You have to believe me. Estevez. We are well aware of this entity, Mr. Wake. We've been tracking the situation here for a long time now. You yourself have been on our radar for over a decade. I'm sure those nuts in the research department are just going to love checking you out. Hey, make a note to redact that before submission. Let's get back on track. You mentioned a light switch earlier. Where is it now? Wake. I don't know, but I need it. I can't end this without it. Will you help me get it? Estevez. Mr. Wake, you are in custody pending charges for breaching of numerous federal violation codes. We are not going to give you a suspected paranatural object. Wake, you're not expletive listening to me. Estevez, we are listening just fine. Now, do you have any accomplices? Wake, expletive, you. Let me the expletive out of here. It's coming for me. We're all in danger. Interview was terminated due to subject being uncooperative. Okay, collect this.
Wake isn't the first person the dark presence disguised itself as.
Report supplement. Read the Shadow. Summary. Through extensive interviews with witnesses of AWE 35, additional details regarding the Shadow have been discovered. Redacted and Redacted, both present during the AWE, reported seeing a woman named Barbara Jagger in Bright Falls at the time. Jagger is a former actress and Bright Falls resident who emigrated with the filmmaker Thomas Zane from Finland and was reported to have drowned in Cauldron Lake during a redacted AWE in 1970. Research staff have concluded that Jagger's appearance is likely a case of the Shadow manifesting in human form. Research is ongoing as to the nature of the connection between the shadow and the psychophysical signatures available for it to mimic. Current hypotheses are: A. The shadow can only manifest as artists or individuals tangentially involved in the creation of art who have operated within a certain physical range of Cauldron Lake. B. The shadow can manifest as any individual contained, definition needed, within Cauldron Lake. Research is actively ongoing. See file 38-453-1873 for a full report. Case board time. Wake in the Clicker. FPC file Dark Presence assumed the form of Barbara Jagger.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
Scratch pretended to be Wake. Used us. For how long? The whole time? Can anything Wake said be trusted? The Dark Presence feeds on artists and the art they produce.
Yes.
It's not just writing. Music, painting, film, photography, any artistic expression can feed it. Okay, profiling tour. Trusting Wake.
Wake told me the clicker would fix this. But Wake was actually Scratch. How can I trust anything he said?
The artist must conclude his work. He rides a storm on your piece. Wake up and smell the danger. We told you already, kiddo. What Tom said about the light switch is true. Don't let the story confuse you. You need him to write the ending you want. The clicker can make that ending come true.
But we don't have Wake. Everything we knew about the clicker was true. He wasn't lying.
Okay, let's look over here now.
The lake is a gateway to the dark place.
Deployment order urgent situation at approximately 1900 hours on 13 September 2023. Readings from a remote surveillance unit monitoring Cauldron Lake, a known threshold to what researchers theorize is the origin dimension of A-040, the shadow, past acceptable limits. Attempts to contact FBC Research Facility WA-03, codenamed the Lake House, were unsuccessful. On-site event verification is not possible. Response procedures are initiated with immediate effect. Lead Agent K. Estevez will mobilize Investigation Unit Beta from the remote operations site at Redacted. All available Shadow-specific equipment has been approved for use in the field. And read this on your own. We're going to go ahead and move to the next thing.
What the hell is a para-utilitarian?
Item classification request number 194-F. Summary of findings. Description/para-utility. Based on reports, the item is a light switch from a lamp cord with part of the severed cord still attached. Let's just read the conclusion. The light switch is a possible object of power, but the team cannot conclusively classify the item based on secondhand accounts. A proper examination and testing is required in order to determine classification and precise effect of the item. Alright, case board. FBC file on the clicker and its paranatural qualities.
The clicker amplifies any changes to reality suggested by a piece of art. Makes them permanent.
A light switch with supernatural powers must be used with art to amplify reality-changing effect. Okay, back to Wake in the clicker. Okay, FBC file on capabilities of light switch, object, the clicker. Clicker still useful. According to the file, Wake has used the clicker to change reality before. FBC file on Cauldron Lake, threshold to another reality. I guess let's try how to rescue Wake. Wake's in the dark place, and Cauldron Lake is the threshold to it. Guess let's just go back to Casey and Estevez, see what they have to say.
Scratch told me the clicker can be used to change the story. Does that match your understanding of this thing?
Yeah, the light switch is a paranatural item, maybe even an object of power. We have verified reports that Alan Wake was in possession of it during the AWE here back in 2010. It definitely has power. We know that much.
I can come up with a plan. I always do. So the Cult of the Tree actually kills Taken. They were on our side, even if their methods are misguided and criminal.
It looked right from where we were standing. Nothing's what it seems in this case. Too many stories contradicting each other. too many versions of the truth.
We have a lot of catching up to do after this thing is all over. Everything is different now. My family, me, the whole fucking world.
I'll buy the coffee, Anderson. Partners to the end. This case is one for the books.
I see what you did there.
Okay, another stop to the mine place. Estevez, the FBC identified the clicker as a paranatural item. They believe it has power.
The clicker can fix this, but I can't use it without Wake. Tor knows about this stuff. Maybe he can help.
Clicker is still best option. Need Wake's help to write ending, change reality. Grandpa, I need your help again. Rescuing Wake.
Wake is still in the dark place. How do I get him out?
We live and breathe rock and roll. From the silence of screams, from the fever of dreams. The clicker can amp up other works of art, not just Tom's writing. Anything created with passion. The dark power of the lake will make it creep into reality. But if the holder of the clicker believes in the art, they can make it all come true in the flick of a switch.
I can use the clicker without Wake. Only Wake's writing can change the horror story. But I can use the clicker to change something else. Like getting Wake out of the dark place.
Okay, so that's kind of what I predicted before, that she would have to use the clicker. Alright, back to the board. The clicker can be used by anyone so long as the holder believes in the power of the art's message.
I will use the clicker to change reality and bring Wake back at Cauldron Lake. I'll need the right work of art, but that won't be a problem.
We'll try using clicker at Cauldron Lake to pull Wake out of the dark place. We're gonna use the Old God song, Anger's
I've got it now.
Remorse.
I just need to tell the others what to do and fix everything. For good. So we need Wake to fix the story, right? That hasn't changed. So here's what I have. Wake's still trapped in the dark place, under the lake. I think we can use the clicker to get him out. But first, we need a work of art. Something other than his story. And that'll get him here.
I'm not filling out the paperwork for this one. I wouldn't know where to start. But I'm sold.
Okay. Look, this feels like something that once we get the ball rolling, there's no turning back. You sure you have it all figured out?
This is the beginning of the end game. Travel to Cauldron Lake, you need to save your game first. Exploring and traveling to other areas will be limited if you choose to continue. Interesting. Okay, well, I am assuming that I'll still be able to switch between the two of them, but just in case for some reason I can't, I'm gonna say not yet.
Not just yet. Give me a moment.
Okay, Anderson. Let me know when you're ready.
I will. I am going to go back to the lodge. This may be crazy, but I want to switch back to Wake. Okay, there's a page here. Let's pick this up. Oh, this is from Local Girl? Okay. We'll just skip it.
I think you may be right. Might have been a mistake to come here. I don't think more.
Okay. What's this here? The historic Elderwood Palace Lodge of Bright Falls. Alright, I don't know if it was necessary to come all the way back here, but like I said... Oh, look at this. Ahti and the janitors. That's funny. I just know I can switch reality here, so let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, it is time to go back to Parliament Tower. We are going over here. Alright, we're back home. Well, we're in the building. Just gotta get in the elevator. Here we are. Oh god, I forgot. Ugh. Return. Go to hell. Alice? Wait. The door's on the other side now. Okay. Oh, look at that. Nice red light in the bathroom. This isn't right. This is not correct.
Alice had turned the bathroom into a dark room.
Okay. The pictures she took. I can't read that. Alright. Let's look around. Oh, nothing over here besides that. It's my room. Can't get inside.
Inside the manuscript.
Okay, we got a computer now. Let's try to hop on this. Probably need a code. Nope. Oh, Barry's asking how she's doing. Barry. Oh, can't really read it. Can kind of read it.
For months after Ellen died, I didn't leave the apartment. I was flattened by the confusion, the shock, the guilt, fear. I could barely get out of bed. Barry Wheeler started visiting. He even cooked me meals. I couldn't stand the guy when I first met him, but he's a better friend than I gave him credit for. He still checks in, even after he moved out west.
Okay. That's part 1, the depths. Love is weakness. Okay, Barry, what are you doing? Overstepping here? These pictures. Very lovely.
Alice's work had consumed the apartment. Her whole life.
One morning, I saw a deer soar past my bedroom window. It was a balloon of some cartoon animal. And I looked out at the street below, and I saw a little girl crying. Like losing that balloon had just ended her whole world. It was the perfect image of the horror of caring. And that's when I got myself out of bed. And I picked up my camera.
Okay, and this is part 2, the comeback. Weakness is clarity. Let's go down this way.
There was something in the dark. Something I needed to see, to show. The more shadows I photographed and filmed, the more I felt like I was on the verge of a breakthrough. breakthrough. I submerged myself in it. I only went out at night. My search became obsessive, but I still had no idea what I was looking for.
Okay, part 3, the search. Clarity is purpose. There's a door over here. Okay.
There's a world hidden behind ours. A dark tide ebbing and flowing against reality. Faces in the shadows. Fear of the dark is really just fear of what could be, that vast, paralyzing ocean. But photography can freeze reality in a snapshot, put a cage around the infinite and capture it. I need to prove those faces are really there.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna jump in. This was part 4, the realization, purpose is strength. Alright, nothing else to do but to enter the TV.
The full manuscript of a novel. Return. A horror story about the dark presence escaping from the dark place, taking over Bright Falls. I couldn't remember writing it. I had not written it. I would never write this. I knew who had. Scratch. A monster with my face. If this story came true, Scratch would get out, people would die. Destroying the manuscript, it wouldn't stop it from happening. I would have to fix it, edit it. I could not change the genre of the story. I'd have to work within the constraints set by Scratch. I needed someone in the story to fight the darkness. Saga Anderson. I kept seeing her in my visions. She was already in Bright Falls, already involved, but she was not in Return. Not yet. I'd write her in. Try to stop Scratch within the limits of the horror story. It was almost impossible. It was taking too long. I had not reached the end.
Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Alright, another short and sweet chapter of this game complete. It's nice to get a short part of the game after playing such a huge chunk, especially playing the DLC. I guess that wasn't that much longer than some of Saga's chapters though. This does bring into question more of Saga's reality because it feels like her being an FBI agent and Alex Casey are fake based off of what he was just saying about writing her into the story. But we'll see. I'm really enjoying this game. Things are really heating up. I feel like every chapter they just heat up more and more, which is a good thing. I'm not sure if the order I'm doing things is the most optimal narrative-wise or gameplay-wise, but I think it's playing out well. And I hope you enjoyed this part of the playthrough. Like and subscribe if you like. Links below to more content, including the full playlist of this playthrough if you need to catch up. Also, the first Alan Wake and Control. A link to my Twitch, you can go ahead and follow me there. And thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Okay?